Alrighty, good morning. We will start with those big shoulder rolls. Squeezing the shoulders, rolling. You're welcome to rock side to side. You can sweep it a little bit to one side and then up and over to the other. And then back and forth, forward and back, and side to side like a K in the wind. Rolling and extending. Side to side, and one more time, we're gonna roll and extend, shoulders up, back, and down out of your ears, and we'll step touch. In a moment, we'll take 2 to the left, in 4, 3, 2, here you go. And then we'll leave it here this time, hands on your hips. We're gonna bring those arms up. And then we're gonna add a leg lift extension behind us with that. If you want to, come up on the tippy toes of your front leg. Two more. And then turn that into a leg curl with a squeeze rowing motion. Again, you're welcome to come up on the tippy toes of that front leg. And then we're going to turn that into your knee lift with your running arms. And again, if you want, if it's not uncomfortable, up on those tippy toes. And then we'll just go to a step touch, elbows at your side, press back, press back, press back. We're going back to that extension. Again, you're welcome to come up on those front left toes. 2 more. And then we leg curl with that rowing. 2 more. Running arms. Knee lift. Step touch. Tricep press. 2 more. And then we go into extensions for 4. Last one. Curl 4. Knee lift 4. Step touch 4. Two extensions. 2 curls. 2 knees. 2 taps. And then we have 1 of each. 1 extension. 1 curl. 1 knee. And 1 tap. And stay with that tap. Woo! Come on back to center. In a moment, we'll take 2 steps to the right. In 4, 3, here you go. Leave it here this time, step touch. Turn a little bit, opposite leg in front, extend. Again, you can come up on those toes if you want. We change that to a leg curl with the rowing motion. Again, you can stay on your foot or up on your toes. And then we knee lift, sorry, that's what it's called. And then we step touch with the tricep. And then we go back to those extensions. Up on your toes if you want. Leg curl. Two more. Knee lift. Tap and press. And now we have 4 of everything, 4 extensions. 4 squeezes. 4 knees. 4 taps. 2 of everything. Knees. Tap. 1 of each. And back to center. Step touch. Keep those legs nice and wide. Come back to center, abs in. Pull the hands on those thighs. Roll and extend, cat and cow. Drop that right shoulder in, look up over your left. Come on back to center, other way. One more time, right leg, right shoulder in, and left. Big deep breath in. We're gonna start facing the chair, hands in that chair, palms are facing each other. You're gonna walk back, find a very high plank, make sure you're lined up, shoulders over your wrists, elbows bend backwards. You're trying to do the most perfect Pilates push-up possible so that you're not letting your ribs go first, you're not leaving your tailbone back. Stay in that perfect plank. Head in line with your spine also helps. And straighten your arms, leave them straight, just hold here. Back of the neck is long, pull the abs in, tuck the tailbone under, pull the head in line, and then swing it back, wide stance. Drop down, bend your knees, get a little stretch for the back, then extend, put your right arm in the chair, bend that right knee, lift the left arm. And then go the other way. And then bring it on up. Let's grab that ball. A little more calf work. So have your back of your chair handy this time. Ball underneath your knees. Walk those feet in. I want you to go a little pigeon toed. So big toes are a little closer together than your heels. You should really feel those inner thighs. Abs in, nice and tall. Roll up, pause for a moment, and then come gently down. Up and gently down. You are welcome to do this with no hands on the chair, so you're not tempted to use it. But don't forget that little pause at the top. If you can. Good, beautiful, everybody. Two more like this. Hold it up, find your balance, lift a little higher if you can. And bring it down, leave that ball where it is. Put your weight on your right leg, roll the ball so it's a little in front of your right, a little behind your left, abs in. And now we're just single leg here. Again, you can do this with no hands, but usually there's a little whoops to one side. So I'd rather have you focus on getting that calf movement. And that calf should feel it pretty quickly. 4 more. Last 3, 2, last one, go up, hold it here, go an inch, an inch, an inch, little pulse, lift, 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 ooh. All right, keep that left leg in front, right leg behind, step a little further and lunge with that right heel down, so you're getting a stretch in that right calf. Then bend that back knee, make sure your toes are pointed straight ahead. And roll up on those toes, turn the toes out and the heel in, but square your hips. Lunge again on that left leg, get that nice stretch on the outside of that calf. And bend the knee. Roll up, toes go in, heel goes out, lunge it. And bend it. Woo! Aren't we lucky? Another leg. So the ball goes slightly in front of the left shin. And a little behind the right, abs are in and up and down we go. Whatever you want with your arms. Maybe you can have both of them up. Two more. And then we go up. We're going to hold and pulse up, 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 and relax. Move the ball, step a little further forward with your right leg, press that left heel down. Look that your toes are pointed straight at me. And bend that back knee, please. Roll up, turn the toes out and the heel in, but square your hips. Lunge into that right leg. Bend the knee. Roll it up, toes turn in, heel turns out, press it forward. Notice if you rolled off the arch, put a little weight back in the arch and then bend your knee. Hold that for just a couple more seconds. And then bring that up. All right, back to chair handy, probably ball between your thighs this time. You're coming up onto those tippy toes one more time, a little calf work. Grow strong through your spine. Notice if you've arched, pull those ribs in, abs are down. Bend those knees, let them come forward, squeezing the ball as hard as you can. Walk the feet a little closer together. And then stand up, bend into it, squeeze the ball tightly and keep that squeeze as you come up and down. Up on those tippy toes, gliding down an imaginary wall with your tailbone so your knees are coming forward. Two more. And we sit down, we squeeze the ball a little tighter, holding a little tighter, down another inch if possible. Tailbone tucked under, abs in, squeezing the ball, and now we pulse. Squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. 4, 3, 2, and one. Ooh. Hopefully we felt that a little bit in those quads. So let's step back with one leg and tuck the hips under and drop. So you feel a stretch in the front of that quad, arm up and over. We'll be working those quads more. So this is just a quick little break. And then other foot forward, hips tuck under, bend the knee, drop into it, arm up, and bring that up. All right. A little bit of hamstring work here. Actually, we're going to do another set of those triceps before we go. You can store the ball between your thighs, between your calves. You don't have to have it either place. And once again, you're going to find that high push-up. Everything in a beautiful line. Bring your chin in line with your chest so the back of the neck is long. Try and take the wrinkles out of the back of your neck. Emphasize the straightening, not the bending. So even if you're up here, that's fine. Matter of fact, let's finish up here, straight arms, bend the elbow a quarter of an inch, and then straighten, 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 straighten. Good. And relax. Woo! All right. Elbows in the chair. Bring them hands over your head and press down with your elbows to get a tricep stretch. So it's like I'm dragging my body away from the chair, but I'm letting my elbows stick in there. And then however you need to, come up. All right, now we'll get that hamstring. So ball is going to go behind your left leg to start with. I'm going to stand here to start with. Knees together. Bend your right knee, abs in, tall spine, just squeeze the ball, squeeze the ball. Hamstring curl, but knees are together. So you're going to feel that along that medial, those two medial hamstrings, the ones that are closer to the other leg. 4, 3, 2, hold the squeeze and give me a little pulse, pulse. Good. That hamstring should already be ignited. We're going to keep that. We're going to keep that right knee bent. And we're just going to push back and push back. As we push back, we're making sure that the left knee doesn't come forward. It stays behind us. So we're going to feel that booty. And you want to make sure you're not doing that with your body, right? Tailbone stays tucked under. We should feel these last two like this. Last one, squeeze the ball at the top. Keep the squeeze as you tap, press back, squeeze and tap, squeeze and tap. And relax. Woo! You're going to step out with that left leg, bend the right knee, lunge back, tailbone is long, spine is flat, little bend in the other knee though, toes roll up, feel that deeper hamstring, roll them out, lift them up again, turn them in. Ooh, that feels good. And back up, and then one more time they come down, bend that knee, and lift up. So this time the ball is behind your right leg. Left knee is bent. Knees are together, abs are in, tailbone is long. We're going to squeeze the ball. Oops, hamstring curl. Maybe you get a cramp. Good. Nice squeeze, squeeze. Make sure those knees are together and the left one is, the right one is a little further back. 2 more. And then we pulse it, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Beautiful. All right. All we're going to do, is fall over. Keep that knee bent, spine tall, push those hips back. Again, we're trying to do that without tipping like that, right? There's no movement in the rest of the body. Now we add on, press back, squeeze, come in, squeezing, pressing, squeezing, pressing. And relax. Ay, ay, ay. All right, step out with that right leg, bend the left knee, hips go back, roll the toes up and turn them out. And then come into that stretch. Oh, that feels so good. Back up again, flip toe in. Press it back to center, toes down, and roll it back up again. All right. We have one more set of those fun tricep press ups. So option to put that ball somewhere, or if you had it between your thighs, try between your calves. Just play with just varying it. Won't make a huge difference because we're working that upper body. Find that good alignment, elbows come back and press straight. Remember, it's more about the straightening. And relax. You can set the ball there. Maybe put your elbows in that chair again. You can go back to any stretch you want. I really like this one. And then hands in the chair to help roll yourself up. And we're back to ball behind that left leg again. All right. This time we're still standing tall. Right knee is bent. We're squeezing that ball, so make sure you have a tight grip on it, and then we flare to the side. Flare to the side. Notice as you do that, do your hips do anything weird? Can you stay perfectly tall? Try not to let yourself tip. Adding on, leg is at the top, leave it there. Notice if you tipped, straighten it up, get that other hip underneath you, squeeze a ball, squeeze a ball, squeeze a ball. Leg is out to the side. Good, those two things go together, squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. Hamstring curl and lift. Hamstring curl and lift. Oops, my hips are moving underneath, or out from underneath me. Last two like this. The last one, leave the leg up, turn. So now that your heel comes into the back of the other leg, different angle, give me hamstring curl here. Little quick short one. Good, and then just hold the ball and lift straight back with your leg, which means you're working that funky angle on your hip, right? Knee stays open, figure four, every time you touch back, right? Heel is tapping your calf. Two more. Lift it up, hold it here, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Woo, and relax. Left leg crosses the right, press it open. Hips go back. Roll through a cat. Inhale through a cow. Other way, right leg crosses left. Bend that knee. Give yourself support, roll cat. Inhale cow. And bring it up. All right, other side. So again, the ball is behind that right leg this time. Abs in, left knee is bent, and we flare to the side, and we're trying not to let that hip do weird stuff. Trying to stay tall. And that's actually going to work the outside of that hip if I don't let it shoot in and lift up, especially if I don't tip away. Trying to stay super tall. We'll leave it up here and we'll pulse, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. This is where I really want to lean away. So challenge to stay tall. Bring it down, find your figure four, abs in, and then that leg goes back on that angle with the heel flexed. Good, knee out, heel in. Couple more here. Beautiful. Up here we go, and squeeze, 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 and release. Feel like I skipped something? Hopefully not. All right, cross that leg over, send the hips back. Oh, and then round it and send it out. Come on back up, other way we go. Woo. Round it and extend it. All right, here's the fun one. Yeah. You're gonna sit in that chair towards the very front. Move that ball so it gives you some support so that it helps you sit tall. So I kind of put it up against my sacrum so it pushes me forward a little bit. I'm going to extend my right leg out. My left one can go off a little bit to the side to help me support me. And then I'll use my hands as much as need be as I straighten that right leg until you feel your quad working, and then lift it up. I'm going to pull myself into this chair so I can sit tall so I don't roll. I'm going to bend it and press it and press. Little bend and press. Little turnout will help you work a little bit more of that BMO muscle. And then same thing, you're just going to do it with a pointed toe. And relax. Oy. All right, good news. You're just going to roll till that right hip comes off the chair. Drop it down in space. Let your right arm come up, over behind you. Lean into that beautiful stretch. Drop the other way. Feel it all the way down your hip and hip flexor into your quad. And then we're coming up again. All right. Reformat. Make sure that ball is helping you as you extend that left leg. Turn it out a little bit, flex to the heel and lift. And then bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. Turn, pointed toe. Almost there. Beautiful. And now we'll slide so that left glute comes off, drops into space, drop the knee, lean back, lift up. Oh, press the other way. And bring that up. All right. We're coming down, but take your time so that your heart rate isn't up too high. We're gonna do one more hamstring, I think. And then we'll do a quad stretch, which will be lovely. So as you come down onto your spine again, if you need to take a moment, take a moment. You can just meet me with your knees hugged in if that feels okay to you. All right, and then we're going to put both feet on the ball for the first bridge. Heels are at the back, toes are over the front, and my ball is a little bit ahead of me, so I'm going to feel those those glutes more. Squeeze the knees together, lift up in your first bridge. Stay here or hover your hands and see if that adds enough challenge. Stay there, or you could lift and lower your hips. You could roll the ball in and out. Or you can just hang out here, see what works for you. You know, we've got 2 more sets, so I'm not going to overdo this one. And relax. So the 2 more sets mean we're going to do one leg at a time. If that balance issue doesn't work for you, you're going to go back to what we just did. For now, I'm going to put my left foot on the ball and I'm going to roll it forward. You can see it's quite a bit further forward this time. I'm going to lift up using my right leg to start help. Arms are going to come up and reach. Option to roll the ball in and out. I could lift and lower my hips. The big option is kind of a big jump, so put your hands back down. lift that right knee up. It could be tabletop, it could be extended, totally up to you. And then again, you could choose to lift and lower or roll in and out or simply hold here. And down. Ah, other leg. Ball is under the right foot, heel is back and down. We lift up, option, hands hover, roll in and out, lift lower, or the big jump is that left leg comes up, either tabletop or extended, and then you choose rolling in and out, lifting and lowering, totally up to you. And relax. Ah, woo, leave the ball, grab one leg in each hand, take a little rock side to side, left foot goes on the ground, hug that right knee in, let's get that hamstring stretch. Couple turns in one direction and then another circle the other way. And then knee into your chest, pull those right toes back, flex through the heel and get a beautiful hamstring stretch here. Then that right foot comes down, left knee in, give it a beautiful hug. If it would feel good, draw some circles. And then pull those toes back and flex, press. And release. Okay, let's just get some abs before we get that hip stretch, because you know we'll probably be using that a little bit. All right, 3 versions of toe touches. Version 1, ball is between your knees, legs are stacked tabletop, arms out to the side, ribs flat, abs in, lower those legs away from you with the knees bent and back up. You can do that with heels flexed. You could point on the way down, flex on the way up, or reverse that, flex on the way down, point on the way up. You can move the ball further down your leg if you want and make it a straight leg. Don't have to. Sometimes I lose my range of motion by adding that length. And some days that's a good thing, and some days it's not. All right, next level, we're going to take that ball, put it on our rib cage or our belly button and scoop so that it's there. It's sitting in a valley, or, whoo, if it's on my ribs, I'm not talking, it settles there. Then once again, legs go in tabletop, and you could go to a single leg toe touch if you want, single leg heel flex, or obviously both legs, totally up to you. Could be long legs, you could be straight legged. This is version 2. You can always go back to version 1 if that worked better for you. All right, and final version, if you would like, is to put that ball underneath your tailbone. So you have a tip in your tailbone, then legs go tabletop. And the first challenge is hands up in the air. Then you can try that toe touch. You don't want that leg to go all the way down because that would put you in extension. We're trying to keep this tucked. It does give me a pelvic tilt, so that's kind of a nice addition here. And we are done with those. That should have given you a pretty good little challenge there. We're going to scoot that ball underneath our shoulder blades right now. Fingertips to the edges of your skull. Ooh, wide angle with those elbows so you're getting a stretch across your chest. Nod your head yes, and allow the upper body to go up and over that ball, and then close the ribs. Inhale up and over, exhale, close the ribs. Inhale up and over, exhale to close. Option to create a slightly longer lever by interlacing your fingers, crossing at the wrists. Elbows cradle your biceps. Now I have more length over my head, more resistance. I could lift one knee up at a time when I come up to add a little extra challenge, but I wanna not forget my up and over part. I could even have my legs stacked tabletop, big challenge there, don't have to. And then on the next one, cradle your head, give it support, open your chest. And then all we're gonna do is roll so that ball comes underneath our low back, and we're gonna use that to help us come up. We're gonna go right into our side plank with the ball. So extra support for your elbow if you want it. Try and line yourself up in the straightest line you can get, right? So a lot of times my feet are forward, pushing my hip back and my chest forward. So feet in line, hips up a little and chest open. Push this shoulder back, lift up out of it, engage your lats, create space between your ears and shoulders, and then up into your side plank. You can be on the sides of your thighs if need be. Put that ball where it barely touches you, and you're just gonna give it a little nudge, a little nudge, a little nudge. Remember, this is your pet ball. You don't want to squish your pet. You just want it to know that you're there. Give it love. Love and off, love and off, love, 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 and love. You are welcome to continue that while I preview the next one, which is going to be that balance side plank, which again, I'm going to try and be as straight as I can. Bottom foot is going to go on first, top, lots of space for my top arch. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to try and press myself up and lift my hips and hold. And you can absolutely stick with that first one. When you are ready, come down. We're going to do all that for both of those on the other side. So again, for this first one, let's be really conscientious about lining up. Make sure those feet aren't too far forward. Make sure the hips aren't rolled back. The chest is going to be open, shoulder back, lift up out of it, engage those lats, come up, find your pet ball and love up on it. Little squeezes. Once again, you guys can keep going. I'm just previewing where you're heading, or you can join me when you're ready. Bottom foot goes on first, top leg up and across, lift it up, straighten out those legs and open. When you are ready to come down, you're going to meet me on your abs, ball out in front of you. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten that quad stretch. We have two more things and then we're done. Hands on the ball, head in line with your spine, legs are long, toes are pointed, kneecaps are lifted, but toes are down. Deep breath in. Exhale, press down on the ball to grow tall, and then squeeze your shoulder blades back. Inhale at the top, exhale down. Press and squeeze and roll. Inhale at the top, exhale down. Squeeze the shoulders, press into the ball and lift. And down. Roll your shoulders back with straight arms, lift yourself up. So it should all be that upper back area, posture muscles working, back of the head in line with your spine, toes pointed, kneecaps lifted, couple more here. And then hold this last one, press into the ball, shoulders back and down, and relax. If you want a quick little break, let's go into our shell stretch with that ball giving us a little extra space for support. And then the ball is going to come to the middle of your mat, elbows underneath your shoulders. Giving yourself some support here, but then we're going to go from this extension into a plank, pre-plank to start. So I pull myself off the ball. So now I'm in that pre-plank. I could roll onto the tops of my thighs, or I could tuck my toes. If I do that, I'm going to try that little roll forward and back. I'm trying not to create a flat tire, trying to keep that ball from getting squished. And you can continue with that. If you want to try the balance, I'm going to put that ball underneath my feet, but not my toes, maybe at my ankles. so that when I come up into that plank, I actually have some space, if I want, to look at my feet and pike it up a wee bit, and then back out and hold my plank, and then pike it up a wee bit and come back down. If you want. And then you're gonna relax, move that ball out of the way. Bend those knees in windshield wiper. Okay, as we go into this luscious ham or quad stretch, the first thing you want to do is bring your knees together. Keep those knees together, roll, and put the ball on the front of your right thigh, preferably down towards your knee, and then roll back on top of it, knees still together. You'd be like, well, I can't roll on top of that, so you're gonna roll all the way, and then you'll notice that your right hip is probably piked, so you're gonna tuck it under. You're gonna keep it tucked as you bend that right knee and grab that right ankle or your pant leg and go out of that pike into a tuck. And the other thing is you rolled onto your left hip, even it up. So I'm pressing my right hip even and I'm tucking under. And then you can release that. The easiest thing to do is just roll that ball underneath your left thigh. Again, down towards the knee, bend the knee, grab it, and then even your hips up so you're not floating, or your right one will be floating, and then press your left hip down. And that should give you a beautiful quadricep stretch. Whenever you are ready, you're gonna mosey your way over onto your spine. We're gonna bring that ball behind the right leg, and then we'll squish that ball by pressing down on our shin and pulling that ball to the right. We'll do a couple circles here, both ways. And then into that right armpit, we're gonna flex through that heel. We'll pull those toes back, and we'll play with our feet for a minute. Still squishing that ball. Then we'll move that ball as we straighten the right leg. Maybe it goes all the way straight and you still point flex, or maybe move your hand and do some other movement. Then back through center, we're gonna roll the ball up to the ankle, straighten out the left leg, flex through the heel, bend the elbows, lift yourself up, flex the heel even deeper, come down with that, and move the leg down. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, let it pivot open, drag the left heel in, thread the needle, ball behind the left leg, hug it in nice and close. Again, if you want to compress that left shin and increase that stretch on the right hip tremendously, little rock side to side. And then finally, cross that right knee all the way over the left, arms out to the side or right arm to the side. Left hand is going to pull the knees up and across so you feel a right hip stretch. You can stick with that or let the knees drop all the way to the left. As we come back to center, we're ready for the other side. So once again, you can compress that ball, move that leg a little bit. We'll pull those toes back and we'll play with our toes for a minute. However you want to, but will feel good getting movement through that foot. And then press through the heel, push down and push up at the same time. Straighten it out. You can move that ball. Bring that leg to center. Walk the ball to the ankle. Slide your right leg out. Flex through the heel. Bend your elbows. Lift yourself up. Flex through the heel as you come down. And then lower that leg. Take a moment. And then bend both knees. Ball behind that right leg. Oh, sorry. Right foot on the ground. Here we go. Left leg over top. And then again, if I want to compress on that right shin, oh, that really increases that stretch on my left hip. Whew, we'll stay here for a few moments, breathing. And then we'll cross that left all the way over the right, arms out, use that right hand to guide the knees over to the right, and you can stay there or you can twist. However you want to, you're gonna mosey your way back to your hands and knees. We're gonna have those hands out front, hips behind you, roll through a cow and undulate to a cat. And then we'll come center. You're gonna tuck the toes, lift it up, press it out. Bend your knees, hands on your thighs, cat and cow. Big deep breath in, and we have our curtsies and gratitude. Thank you.